Picture a dominion so immense that its borders touched three separate continents, a realm blessed with what seemed like limitless armies, riches beyond measure, and authority that none dared challenge. This was the formidable Persian Empire in the year 490 before the Common Era, the unchallenged titan of the ancient era. Yet blocking its advance stood nothing more than a collection of tiny, bickering city-states scattered across a rugged Greek peninsula. Among these, one city called Athens had committed the unthinkable. It had challenged the authority of Persia's supreme ruler, Darius the Great himself. As punishment, Darius dispatched a devastating military expedition across the Aegean waters with a terrifying objective: to reduce Athens to ash and chain its citizens into slavery. On a curved shoreline known as Marathon, the destiny of the Western world hung in the balance. What follows is the remarkable tale of how an outnumbered band of civilian warriors defied impossible odds to secure tomorrow's freedom. So what sparked Persia's fury toward Athens? Our story rewinds several years to an uprising known as the Ionian Revolt. Greek settlements along Ionia, the coastline of what we now call Turkey, existed under Persian control. Discontent with their overlords, these cities rose in rebellion. Athens, sharing both Greek heritage and a fledgling democratic government, dispatched a modest naval force of 20 vessels to support their cause. The Athenians viewed this as an expression of kinship. King Darius saw it as an intolerable offense. Once the rebellion was brutally suppressed, Darius fixed his attention squarely on Athens. He dispatched messengers throughout the Greek territories carrying an ominous ultimatum, a tribute of earth and water. This wasn't simply a tribute request. It represented complete surrender to Persian dominion. Numerous cities gripped by fear acquiesced. Athens refused. According to legend, the Athenians hurled the Persian messengers into a deep pit, declaring they could gather their earth from there. Their militaristic neighbor Sparta allegedly cast their envoys down a well, suggesting they collect their water from its depths. The challenge was accepted. In 490 BCE, Darius's armada, transporting approximately 25,000 foot soldiers and mounted warriors, crossed the Aegean Sea. Their route bypassed Athens entirely. Instead, they made landfall 26 miles northeast at Marathon Bay. The site was strategically selected. Its level terrain provided ideal conditions for Persia's deadliest asset, their cavalry forces. Athens erupted into chaos. They could only assemble roughly 10,000 warriors known as hoplites. They faced opponents outnumbering them more than 2 to 1, lacking any horsemen and possessing minimal archery support. In desperation, they dispatched their swiftest messenger, called Phidippides, on an extraordinary journey. His destination wasn't Athens, it was Sparta, 140 miles distant, to plead for military assistance. Phidippides accomplished this astounding run in merely 2 days. However, the Spartans, though willing to assist, delivered crushing news. They were observing a holy religious ceremony called the Carnia, and their traditions prohibited military campaigns until the upcoming full moon appeared. Their arrival would come too late. Athens would stand alone. For 5 full days, both forces confronted each other across Marathon's plain in a nerve-wracking, wordless impasse. The Athenian leadership, consisting of 10 generals, remained paralyzed by disagreement. Launching an assault seemed like certain death. Waiting risked the Persians sailing around their position to strike the defenseless city directly. Yet one Athenian commander, Miltiades, possessed a strategy. His previous experience alongside Persian forces had taught him their methods. He understood their strength lay in their formidable center formation, and their vulnerability existed in their poorly protected wings. He also recognized the necessity of patience, waiting for the optimal opportunity. That opportunity arrived when Miltiades observed something critical. The Persian mounted troops had vanished. Historical scholars suggest the Persians, frustrated by the prolonged stalemate, had dispatched their cavalry by naval route to assault Athens from another direction. Stripped of their horses, the Persian forces became exposed. Miltiades grabbed this opportunity. He persuaded his fellow commanders to gamble everything on a single bold offensive. His tactical approach was brilliantly unconventional, forged from necessity. Typically, a Greek phalanx formation maintained consistent depth throughout. Instead, Miltiades purposefully compromised his center, reducing those ranks to minimal depth. Simultaneously, he dramatically strengthened his wings, making them substantially more powerful than the middle section. Then he issued the command. The complete Athenian force, 10,000 warriors encased in thick bronze armor, commenced a running advance toward the Persian positions across a full mile of open ground. The Persians stood shocked. A charging assault from such extreme distance was unprecedented. It appeared like madness. They assumed the Athenians had lost their minds. but Miltiades' objective was traversing the lethal range of Persian bowmen as rapidly as humanly possible. The two forces collided violently. Exactly as Miltiades anticipated, the mighty Persian center effortlessly penetrated his deliberately vulnerable Athenian middle, but this was calculated. While the Persian center pushed forward, the massively reinforced Athenian wings demolished the inferior Persian flanks. Then they pivoted inward. The Persian elite suddenly realized they were encircled on three directions, a tightening vice of bronze and devastation. Terror spread rapidly. The disciplined Persian formation disintegrated into a panicked horde that broke ranks and scrambled desperately back toward their vessels. The battle resulted in an astonishing, seemingly impossible triumph for Athens. The ancient historian Herodotus documented the losses. 6,400 Persian soldiers perished on that field. The Athenians sacrificed only 192 men. Here begins Marathon's other legendary tale. According to tradition, the runner Phidippides was immediately sent racing the 26 miles from the combat zone back to Athens to deliver news of victory. He supposedly staggered into the assembly, gasped, "Rejoice, we are victorious," then collapsed lifeless from complete exhaustion. While this precise account likely represents a later romanticized fusion of multiple incidents, it inspired today's marathon race, a monument to the endurance and dedication displayed on that fateful day. The Battle of Marathon didn't conclude the Greek-Persian conflicts. The Persians would launch another invasion a decade later with even greater numbers, but its significance was transformative. It demonstrated that the supposedly unstoppable Persian military machine could be defeated. It instilled in the Greeks the confidence that they could resist oppression. Most crucially, it preserved the young Athenian democracy, enabling it to prosper and establish the philosophical, cultural, and governmental principles that became foundational to Western civilization. The Battle of Marathon transcended mere military achievement. It represented the triumph of a concept, the concept that free people defending their homeland, their independence, and their values could prevail against overwhelming force. The 192 Athenians who perished that day received burial on that battlefield as heroes, standing as an eternal testament to freedom's cost. One defining day, one desperate assault, and a legacy that echoes through our civilization to this present moment. If you appreciated this exploration of one of history's most pivotal engagements, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for additional stories from antiquity. And share with us in the comments which epic battle would you like us to explore next. Thanks for watching.